Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on Locrine, and today we get to hear from Albanact in Act 2, Scene 6. Now remember, Humber and his whole crew, the Scythians, think that they're going to win this, and Albanact is ready to defend his territory, and he thinks that he's going to win this. And here in Act 2, Scene 6, we sort of have the fight happening. But at the beginning of this scene, Humber was like, that Albanact is actually fighting pretty well, and I'm a little bit afraid of that, and I'm worried that Hubba might not be okay. But then they get to the actual battling, like the alarms sound, and they start fighting, and there's a little bit of back and forth fight scene type stuff that happens. Hubba kills Debin. Strumbo comes in and just sort of falls down. Albanact goes off stage, but then comes back on stage injured and says, "Injurious fortune, hast thou crossed me thus? Thus in the morning of my victories, thus in the prime of my felicity, to cut me off by such hard overthrow? Hadst thou no time thy rancor to declare, but in the spring of all my dignities? Hadst thou no place to spit thy venom out, but on the person of young Albanact? I that ere well did scare mine enemies, and drove them almost to a shameful flight. I that erewhile full lion-like did fare amongst the dangers of the thick-thronged pikes, must now depart, most lamentably slain by Humber's treacheries and fortune's spites. Cursed be their charms, damned be her cursed charms, that doth delude the wayward hearts of men that trust unto her fickle wheel, which never leaveth turning upside down. O gods, O heavens, allot me but the place where I may find her hateful mansion. I'll pass the Alps to watery Moreau, where fiery Phoebus and his chariot, the wheels whereof are decked with emeralds, cast such a heat, yea, such a scorching heat, and spoileth Flora of her checkered grass. I'll o'erturn the mountain Caucasus, where fell Chimera in her triple shape, rolleth hot flames from out her monstrous paunch, scaring the beasts with issue of her gorge. I'll pass the frozen zone where icy flakes, stopping the passage of the fleeting ships, do lie like mountains in the congealed sea, where if I find that hateful house of hers, I'll pull the fickle wheel from out her hands and tie herself in everlasting bands. But all in vain I breathe these threatenings. The day is lost. The Huns are conquerors. Debin is slain. My men are done to death. The currents swift swim violently with blood. And last, oh, that this last night so long last. Myself with wounds past all recovery must leave my crown for Humber to possess. So he's injured, and he's injured pretty badly, and he's pretty sure that this is the end, and he's not happy about it. So this is him sort of going through all of the stages of grief. He's experiencing anger. At the beginning, he's angry with fortune, and there's all these references to the wheel, and it's fortune's wheel. He wants to go and find fortune's wheel and destroy it, so that this is not his fate, that he dies slain on a battlefield and has to hand over his crown to Humber. He doesn't want to lose. He doesn't want to have to lose in a situation like this. So he goes through the anger, he goes through the denial, he goes through this is unfair. He goes through a little bit of the bargaining, but then he gets to the, I'm going to go on a quest, and I'm going to find Fortune's wheel, and I'm going to go past the mountains, and I'm going to go past the ice, and I'm going to go past all of these places and find where Fortune lives and break that wheel. But then in the last few lines, he comes to acceptance, and he's like, actually, I'm not going to do any of those things. The Huns are more powerful, the Scythians are more powerful, Debin is slain, and I am mortally injured. At which point some of his cohorts, Thrasymachus and so on and so forth, are like, come on, we got to get you off the field. We got to get you off the field, because otherwise, they're coming, and we need to get you to safety and all that. But Albanact is going to have one more monologue tomorrow in response to all of that we will get to hear if you come back for more. I'll see you tomorrow. Mwah.